aforementioned time, walk upon England's
Welcome to today's Open University lecture series on psychology. My name is Stephen Power, and I'm one of the professors of psychology at the Open University in Sheffield, UK. Today I've travelled to Philadelphia in the United States to speak to Professor Thomas Downey of the University of Philadelphia on his research topic of schizophrenia, the development of schizophrenia, and its relationship to Halloween costumes. Professor Downey is one of the eminent lights in this field and has spent much of his research life publishing work on the topic. At last count, Professor Downey had published over 47 papers on the topic and remains the most knowledgeable individual on this area in the world. So without further ado, I'd like to hand over to Professor Thomas Downey, who'll speak to us for the next 10 minutes in this topic. Thank you, Dr. Downey.
Hi, I'm Dr. Downey, the University of Philadelphia. First of all, I'd like to say thank you to Stefan for his great, Bevan for his great introduction. It's wonderful to be here in Scotland, and people are wonderful. I haven't seen anything yet, but I hear it's a lovely place. As Stephen said, my research area is on schizophrenia, particularly with the Halloween period coming up. It plays an important role. I would like to paint for you a picture, a scenario. Imagine it's a Halloween night. It's dark. You're on the street with your older brother, your big older brother. So happy with your brother. And you're walking down the street, and outside Mrs. Hogan's front porch, by a big elderberry tree, out come a Freddy Krueger. Gah! Like that. And you're scared. You seen film? You don't know. You're 12 years old. Is it real? Is it documentary? What is it? But you think maybe it's real, but you don't know it's your brother's best friend. So your brother, first off, you lose a bit of trust in your brother, and you're scared. Maybe you wet yourself. Maybe you empty the content of your bowel into your small trousers. But this experience stays with you for some part of your life, and if, like me, you might develop a schizophrenia, and this is how Halloween can mess with your mind, because the episode is etched in your subconscious by an area of the brain known as the locus coeruleus reticulus rubus nucleus, or the LCRR nucleus. Others refer to it as spinal thalamo rubrospinal reticulus locus coeruleus focus nucleus, but we refer to it as the LCRR. Now, when this happens, it sends all kinds of impulses to the association cortex in the frontal lobe, and this fear triggers a great sense of emotion and a long-term memory of emotion. Linked also with the LCRR is your olfactory memory, or your olfactory sense. So the sense of smell in a situation will trigger a memory of the experience. So at the time I happened to be eating, we call them the cinnamon balls. I don't know what you call them here, maybe you don't have them here. It's cinnamon balls. And as such, whenever I smell the cinnamon now, maybe on a summer's afternoon, your mama be making apple cinnamon pie, but I smell a cinnamon, I get this immense fear of the Freddy Krueger. I think, where the Freddy Krueger? I look at the elderberry tree, where the Freddy Krueger? Is he there? Is he in the bush? Where's my brother? But my brother now is dead. And it brings back all kinds of emotion, all kinds of pain. So, as a result of this olfactory sense, it links in with these emotions. And these schizophrenic episodes, which can happen in the future, to do with the Halloween episode, can be due to a sense of smell. So if you're eating candy floss and you have a horrible Halloween experience, maybe you're hit by an egg by Marilyn Monroe, person dressed up as Marilyn Monroe, And then you remember, you smell candy floss, you think, oh, where the eggs? Where the eggs at? And where the Marilyn Monroe? And another episode, Schizophrenia. The studies I'm doing now is basically in the rat. So we look at the rat and we introduce to the rat the Halloween costume. And we found maybe a top 5 Halloween costume which caused this kind of impulse in the brain of the rat in the LCRR. The first costume, and it happened to me, was the Freddy Krueger. The Freddy Krueger costume is horrendous to the rat. The rat don't like it at all. It's LCRs firing, and eventually, with the long-term stimulus, it gets a frontal lobe hypertrophy, and the frontal lobe of the forehead of the rat overgrows its eyes, and the rat becomes blind. So yeah, you've got a blind schizophrenic rat, and it's running around a cage, tagging other rats. It's like, where's Freddy Krueger? Can't see anything. Is that rat Freddy Krueger? Doesn't know, and such like. And it's a terrible, terrible thing to see. This Freddy Krueger rat scared of Freddy Krueger. It's terrible. Next on the list is, I mentioned already as well, was Marilyn Monroe, which is strange. You have a female figure, so beautiful in her day, so beautiful, but yet at Halloween, and then you expose the Marilyn Monroe to the rat, and the rat tends to do a specific type of evasive maneuver, and it'll scuttle across the other side of the cage and go up the wall of the cage and just fall back on its back like that. And it'll lie there, still as a possum, like plain dead like a possum. I mean, you ever seen this before in the rat? And it'll lie there until the Marilyn Monroe move, and when that happens, the rat will flip over and go into defense posture like this. From this, so he'll be like that, just like that. I don't know, sitting on his fours like that. And if you keep moving the Marilyn Monroe, eventually the rat will have a heart attack and die.